Live.
What's up, Ma?
Holy moly.
You're live right now. We're doing our post-game live stream, so you're on. What'd you think?
Okay. It was scary.
Yeah, as
I
always.
was like, I can't watch.
That was tailor-made right there. A little double play to wrap it up.
I know.
Even you couldn't be nervous by that one.
Something like that. I was like, we're done. We're absolutely done.
Usually
One out.
I see when if there's like a pop fly and there's room for error, or like a well hit ball, you get nervous. But even that ball was easy ground ball right at the base. You have to be relaxed.
I thought he was going to walk over.
Wow.
He's going to walk this guy too.
Always assuming the worst.
2 runs. That's it.
All right, let me wrap this up and I'll give you a call.
All right.
The base, you have to be relaxed.
I thought for sure he was going to have a pass ball. I know.
See,
Got it right there on the hat.
The Call Your Mom is this was our Mother's Day hat, but it's also my official. This is my uniform when I watch Mets games. Just constantly in contact with her to make sure. I gotta get rid of like sharp objects and shoelaces and belts and stuff when my mom's watching the Mets. Well, Clem, I think will be joining us, so put it in the books. A nice W today. A win for DeGrom, correct? I mean,
Yep.
an actual
A W.
W in the books for DeGrom. Which part of me, I know this sounds bad because we should just be rooting for all good things, but part of me was kind of hoping for like a 0-0 year for DeGrom, where he's like absolutely lights out, wins the Cy Young, and has no wins because of the fucking bullpen. But we'll take it, and again, I think the best examples of Jacob deGrom's greatness do not come in the games where he goes 8 innings with 14 strikeouts. They come in the games when he, quote unquote, doesn't have it. And even in his worst starts, he's given up a couple runs. And it happened, I think, 2 times ago where like he gave up a walk and a couple doubles, and you're like, what the fuck is going on? I can't believe it. But it's really only like 2 runs. Same thing happened here today. 5 innings. I think he had like 7 strikeouts, but he was giving up a few hits here and there. And then that 2-run shot, it's like catastrophic because of DeGrom. He walks off the mound. He's in the garbage can. He's absolutely disgusted. And I think part of it is he's upset with himself because he has such a high standard that giving up 1 or 2 runs is not okay with him. But I think he's also kicking that garbage can because he's like, fuck, the bullpen's coming in. God damn it, I got to give the ball to someone else. And they've got to put up several innings. But, hey, they did the job today. And I know it's the Marlins. You can't go throwing a parade with cake and punch for the Marlins. But whatever. W's a W. Take 2 out of 3. Would have been nice to have a sweep and be back at 500. But, hey, beggars can't be choosers, and we are absolutely beggars. Clem, I can't tell if it's just the lighting you have or if you've been out in the sun, but, man, you look fucking a tomato, dude. You look red as shit.
Yeah, I will look like I'm going to the shore tomorrow, so I will look like this in 24 hours. I am not yet this cooked. I don't know why I look so red in this goddamn house at all times. I'm either red or in fucking darkness.
Where are we going? Where in the shore are we going?
Long Beach Island, LBI. First time in LBI. People love LBI. I've never been there before.
What town in LBI?
Ship Bottom.
Okay, that's I'm a good guy, but Ship Bottom I think is just like 1 or 2 up. I don't know what the deal is. It's probably not open right now, but I was gonna say take the kids to Fantasy Island in Beach Haven, but it's probably not open. But Fantasy Island in Beach Haven is. It's the best thing that ever happened to me as a child. It's like
oh wow!
It's like a little mini amusement park, like one tiny roller coaster. It's got a sea dragon. That's one of those big things. But more importantly, I'll get to the Mets in a moment. But this was the most important moment of my childhood. The arcade at Fantasy Island is one of the best you've ever seen, and they have really legit prizes that you can win with all your points. So me and my family and my cousins used to go every year, and we would keep our tickets. They had tickets for points, and they had coins for points. And they had red ones were 10, and then every now and then like an orange one would pop out for 50, and then there was like a silver one I think was for 100. So we would like every now and then, and you'd see a silver. You'd be like, oh shit. Anyway, one day, Super Producer BC is playing electronic poker, and this one machine has a jackpot. If you play 5 coins, what was it? You play 5 coins and you get 5 of a kind, you get the jackpot. So you got to hit, you got to get 4 of a kind and then have like a joker. And he got it. And it was like the jackpot was like 45,000 points. And I remember it was our last 5 quarters. He plays them all, 5 of a kind. And it's one of those things where you have to select keep or discard. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he started to push, and I was almost going to say like re-deal, because it just made no sense. And he was like, no, wait, stop. It's like, I think we got it. And so he presses like hold or some button that was like, I don't want any new cards. And anyway, we win the jackpot, and we got a Ken Griffey Jr. signed baseball bat. And it was the
that's
best
like legit prizes.
ever happened to us. And at that point, we were so young. At that point, he's on pace to break the home run record. He's still healthy. It was like, probably like mid-90s, early 90s. And obviously it all kind of went to shit with his career as far as the records and whatnot. But it was, I still remember the going off, and people working there were like, you did it? You hit the jackpot? Holy shit. So great baseball moment, a little bit for a baseball fan. Great summertime moment. LBI is the shit. It's probably not even open at all. And even if it is, you probably can't get the full experience. But I highly recommend one day getting back there with the Clem clan, because it is – and forget about the kids. You'd love
Yeah,
it.
exactly. You sold me on arcade. Like I still go to hotels and hope there's a game room, even though it's such a like dated thing. Everyone has like their phone; they don't have to leave the room anymore. I love a good game room. They have like The Simpsons or Ninja Turtles, something like a little throwback for an old like me.
Jam. They got all of the major actual games. They've got great they got skee ball and all like the Papa Shot, all the interactive ones. But then they just got good like poker and like gambling games. And then again, the prizes, man, they had like you would put a binder on the table and you could just flip through all the autographed baseball cards. They got all the balls and bats on display. But that Ken Griffey was a black bat with silver Sharpie, and it was up on the wall. And it was like, like the holy grail. And then we had enough points because we always all put our shit together. We would sit there counting the tickets and everything. And then they would just cash it in for like it came on a check. It was like, bam, here's your check. Walked home with a fucking bat. You would have thought. And in our mind, I don't even remember what the price was. It was probably like, worth a couple $1,000s or something like that at the time, the idea was. And you would have thought we were millionaires. We're like, we're retiring. Oh. We're never going to have to work. We've got a Ken Griffey Jr. signed bat.
I had a Michael Jordan insert that was like $50 in Beckett, and I was like, this is my retirement. I bet Super Producer BC thought that bat was his retirement. He was probably like 25 in the 90s, so he was probably just ready. little BC slander on the opposed game.
I'll be honest, this is so terrible. I don't even know like where that bat is. I hope my parents still have it. I don't even know what we did with it. That's such it's not worth. Let me see if I can just quickly get like Ken Griffey. What do you think the value of that is?
Is it like a regular bat? Is it like his bat, like
his bat,
he swung back in the day, like a Louisville Slugger or something like that?
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. Because this is exactly what mine looked like. Actually, Kyle, can you share it if I send it to you?
Yeah.
Let me get the best picture here, because I guess he used to use a black bat, Louisville Slugger. Let me get a good one here.
I remember that bat too, because my buddy they won some home run derby at the home run derby, the actual Major League one, playing Ken Griffey Jr. baseball, and they got like a replica of it, the black bat. That's what you give away if you won it, and that was. Everything about Griffey was cool. Even his fucking bat was like a 10 out of 10 in sexiness with the silver writing and everything.
Yeah, it had came in like the canister with the black rubber top, and it was always
not exactly retirement money, but that's still pretty good.
I know, and
that's not bad.
A couple of them said, a couple others on eBay said $3,000, but then like some of them said $750. So, none of it. I wonder though, like what if you do break the record, let me see like a Barry Bonds.
I have a Barry Bonds signed baseball, and I got it when I was like a kid because I knew he was going to break the record. But nobody gives a shit at that point because it's like he cheated, it's tainted, and I was like, well, I just have this baseball now. Like, I guess I'll just hang on to this in case people start liking him again.
Yeah. Well, I looked at Hank Aaron because Bonds, gets tainted with the roids. So I looked at Hank Aaron, but none of these are really.
It's so different now because they go to all these signings and stuff. It's not like it was back in the day where like you'd have to go to the games to just get like a one-off signature.
Right.
But to go off of that, there was and to tie it in with the Mets, Brett Saberhagen. I didn't even know he was a baseball player back in the day because obviously I'm too young. He had an arcade called Brett Saberhagen's here, and it had batting cages, full arcade, laser tag. They had like skee ball, actual bowling, a full alley. It was sick. Yeah, he sold it to this huge like old folks home, and he probably made more on that deal because it was such a big like land development than he did by playing baseball. It was crazy.
He's still getting. Forget about Bobby Bonilla. Brett Saberhagen has one of those deals too. I think he's still getting paid by the Mets, or did. Let me look up his exact because everybody always thinks it's just Bobby Bo, but he and many others have a deferred contract.
I feel like it should be voided if you spray anyone with bleach.
You would think so. You would think there'd be some sort of character clause. Brett Saberhagen, $250,000 per year for the next 25 years. So that he'll be paid out until 2029. Unbelievable.
Jesus Christ.
Crazy.
Okay, for 2029.
Would you guys take deferred money from Barstool?
For what?
From Barstool, would you guys just take deferred money if you know like you're set? It's like a retirement fund.
I've always thought deferred money. I mean, I know that like just mathematically, financially, it's better to have, get the money, present value, you can invest it, you can do what you want with it. But to me, if I didn't like need the cash to live, I think having it is like a bonus. It's like a little extra.
Yeah.
As long as
you can't spend it if they don't give it to you.
Yeah. I mean, something happens to you or something happens to them, you want to make sure you get that cash. But as long as it's all good, I think it's like feels nice to just be like extra cash. It's like found money. It's like, finding a 20 in your winter coat pocket, except it's $250K, or in Bobby Bo's case, $1.1 million.
It's like win for life. I always play win for life, even though they say to get the lump sum. I always want to have that win for life money every $2,500 a week or whatever it is. You
remember that? It was $1,000 a week. You remember when that like first dropped?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was like, was that a New York thing or was that everywhere?
I think it was New York. I don't know if they started it, but I remember when it dropped here in like 90s or 2000s, and immediately I was like, that is what I want to win. I don't want to win the $10 million prize. Just like as long as I can live, because you're thinking if I can just live, I can keep getting money for free over and over.
Well, I was thinking, like $1,000 a week, I'm set. Like I could live on that like forever. Like not considering any costs or forget about taxes and all that. But when that came out, the buzz in New York City was wild. How about this? Do you remember the day? Do you remember when they released Winter Fresh gum?
Yeah.
Is that like a moment for you? Because I remember like the bodega, 1994, Kyle. This was like, I was a big Wrigley guy. I liked the white and the green, the spearmint and the double mint. And then all of a sudden, and my favorite color was blue and like Winter Fresh gum. Now there's a new pack. It's blue. I remember being like, holy shit. Those are two things that stick out in my brain like such a weirdo. Go to the bodega and you got the new Win for Life card and the fucking Winter Fresh cup.
Back in the day, because that was probably a big deal, I imagine, even for people who were like older than us, because you said Wrigley was like juicy fruit, double mint. Those are like just heavy hitters. So for them to unleash a new one, it was like cool. It was fresh. I remember all the fucking magazines used to advertise them. It was that, the Winter Fresh ads, and the Absolute Vodka ads. Absolute Vodka ads were the coolest things in the fucking world. People used to put them like on their lockers. They make like collages out of them. You put them in your room. It was like
they did that with the gum wrappers. As a matter of fact, they used to put it on top of the like agendas and melt them together.
Do you remember? I don't know if this was a thing for you guys. It might have just been like my school or my neighborhood, or whatever. The gum wrappers that had the black line in them from Winter Fresh. So like,
what was it about them? There was something about them, right?
It was just like rare. So like when the tinfoil like wrapper, whatever. But the blue wrapper that went around that, the paper one, you could unfold, and some of them had this black rectangle stripe. Some of them didn't. And I think it was one of those like, you're gonna marry your crush. You're gonna have good sex for life. You're gonna be
that's
like
what
you're playing Mash and shit. But
it was Winterfresh, and then I remember Cinnaburst and Mintaburst. They tried to like get into that thing because they had the flavor crystals that would pop in your mouth. And I go to Costco, I buy like giant boxes of the gums, the Winterfresh, the Mintaburst, all that shit.
I hate any cinnamon gum. Big Red.
Yeah, I'm not a cinnamon guy either.
Rank your. I argued this with Nardini the other day because she did something on Token CEO talking about gums. For me, like it's the holy trinity for me with Wrigley. It's the Spearmint, Doublemint, and Winterfresh. And I would say Winterfresh is the gold medal. The white Spearmint is the silver, and bronze is the Doublemint. What's your out of those three? Rank them, but
Those
also
three.
favorite gum. What's your most important?
Yeah. So Winterfresh would be one out of those. Doublemint 2, and then I guess Juicy Fruit. Those are the top 2 Wrigley's, and Winterfresh is number 1 with a bullet. All the winter mint Tic Tacs is my number 1. Everything, and actually my 2 gums.
Juicy Fruit's like, everybody knows this, but it really is true. The flavor lasts for literally 1 second.
I don't know if I might have the spearmint one. It's been so long since I've even seen the spearmint, so I couldn't even tell you. My gums, though. I almost jumped into this conversation, but I didn't even bother. I have gum with me. I get into gum kicks occasionally. I'm in a big one. I have two favorites. Boom. We got Orbit.
Yeah.
Orbit Winter Mint or whatever it's called, and then this is green. This is this is so fucking good. This stuff's like I know you're not a big mint chocolate chip guy, but it's like a mint chocolate chip ice cream. It's incredible. And the winter fresh gum is.
Remember
the Trident tangerine? Have you had that? Oh, it's so good. The orange one.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, Kyle.
Tell me about it. I'm telling you.
Gum is either you're doing it for your breath, and then it's got to be some variation of mint. Or if you're doing like bubble gum, then it's got to be, bubble gum. But whenever you're doing like Orbitz has that too. It's like a orange flavored mint. Orbitz was important. Orbitz was the first gum to come in like that flat rectangular.
Yes.
If I remember correctly.
They changed the game in that. They made it trendy. They made gum trendy somehow. Which is
and Stride too. Stride's slogan is like the longest lasting gum. It's really the longest lasting gum.
And our boy 1984 Booth here says zebra stripe gum. It literally was the best 7 seconds of flavor you have in your life. Oh my god! And then it would be zebra stripe.
Oh yeah. That was similar to Juicy Fruit, right?
It was like you get the tattoos, and they had like the different colors. They had like blue and orange and pink.
I remember that.
I just had that like last year.
You couldn't even get to a bubble though before it was out of flavor. Like you shoot it 3 times, it was out of flavor, but it was awesome for that 7 seconds.
The Orbitz also, I think, eventually they were the ones who had the canister of the cube gum. It came in like little cubes that you could just shake out. Yep. Orbitz changed the game with like the shape and the packaging and all that. Like it used to just be sticks of gum. Give me a slice of gum, and then it became like all different shapes, sizes, flavors, whatever. But to me, I'm still OG. I remember when Winterfresh dropped. I'm old enough to remember when it was a quarter. Now it's 35 cents for a pack of 5. I'm a fucking OG old man.
You eat fucking Wise potato chips. We know you're an OG, man. You fucking eat Subway sandwiches.
On trash. I gotta go to that podcast. Have you heard that podcast? Are You Garbage? Feidelberg just did. It's a couple comedians where they ask you questions and determine if you're a garbage person or not. And I feel like some of my gum, candy, snack choices. Entenmann's and Wise potato chips and all that shit.
Oh,
I'm a bodega guy. I used to go the bodega on the corner of Fordham Street and City Island Avenue. That guy's name was Habib. It was like as fucking stereotypical as you could get. And I remember when Sprite was running a contest that was one of the under the cap prizes, and they must have got like a shipment in that had all of the win a free Sprite like caps there were. And I mean, I opened it up, got a free one, opened that free one up, got another free one. And I remember walking back to this place. I seriously, in one day, would win like 10. And he was like, what the fuck is going on here, man? I was like, another one. The good old
People are going in for Sprites or like that shitty Clancy kid, the middle one, just is like wiped out my whole supply for free.
What's your favorite soda, by the way? Like if we're talking,
Snack it off now.
give me. Forget about just soda. Give me like your favorite lemon lime, because you got like Sprite, 7-Up, Fresca. What's the other one? The Sierra Mist.
That's tough.
That's tough. I think I go Sprite. I don't go like I go diet on sodas now. So everything's so just, everything's almost the same. It's not even that good. I will say though, I found that Orange Crush is by far my favorite orange soda. There is actually between Sunkist, Fanta, and Crush. Crush is. I was like, holy shit! And then I tried the other two. I'm like, oh, Crush, you have taken the lead in this fucking game by a mile.
Well, I would still go Sunkist. Almost. I don't even know if it's about taste, but I remember again on City Island at the Morris Yacht Club, they had a soda machine that had Sunkist, and it would always icy fucking cold in the can. And I can just like remember that coming out. I also remember Crush. We used to get in the 3-liter bottles. Those I love. 3 liters of some white trash. America supersize me. Not only is
the cap is like this big.
Yes, the fucking top has it's like this goddamn big. It's unbelievable. Like drinking out of that thing.
You can like bathe your kids in the cap, and I'm sure people did. The people that bought the 3-liter things would bathe their kids in the cap of a fucking 3-liter soda.
It's like give me a 3 liters of Sunkist, and then let me freshen my breath with some Winter Fresh. All right. Wow. Anyway, back to baseball, I suppose.
How about that Mets?
Yeah. So Long Beach Island. I'm going to Long Beach Island. That's how.
You're gonna love it, man. You're gonna love it. By the way, though, you rented a house or what?
We just got. This was kind of impromptu. We're gonna just do a hotel. So we're gonna do hotel for like 3 days this year, and then next year, if fucking this goddamn pandemic's ever over. My parents love it. I've heard nothing but good things. It's always we've kind of bounced around Jersey. We're without a home. This hopefully will be our family summer getaway. Was this where you did your shore house, or is this was young Clancy?
So my cousins owned a house, and we stayed there for, we always would just stay in that place for a week every year for years. And then when I was in like middle school, high school, my family and another set of cousins went in on a 2-family. Like they got the top, we got the bottom. And then when like everything went to shit and the recession hit, we needed to sell to get money back. So we don't have a house there, but it was Beach Haven was when we did have a house, which it's great for you, like Manasquan and like a little bit further north. The north of South Jersey is good for like the partying and like you go to like Seaside for the Guido trash and shit.
Yeah,
and LBI is perfect for young family, little kids. There's not much of a party scene, but I mean the best moments of my life as a kid were LBI, boogie boarding at the beach and shit, then Fantasy Island, off the beach. It was, we're going to
get you on Podfathers. We're going to do this on Podfathers. We're going to do like a full shore breakdown for all the people. I think that's what we should do. We should have you on. I don't know any of this shit.
I'll give you a full fucking breakdown of everything, but right now, most important thing you're going to do is go to Barry's. Barry's, do me a flavor ice cream. It's an ice cream shop. They got like 100 flavors or something. Forget about the ice cream. Ice cream's good. You can get it, no doubt. You'll love it. The Barry's cheesesteak, I will put up against any cheesesteak in the world. You can go right to fucking center. You can go right to Philly. I will put Barry's up against any of them. They came to the office, what was this? Maybe last year. They brought like 100 cheesesteaks. They brought them in these like thermal like wrap to keep them warm and shit. The office was loving it. Get a Barry's cheesesteak. I personally just do plain steak with extra cheese. You can do whatever you want though. Oh my God, I'm so jealous. I might have to crash this. I might have to with you. Oh, it's so good.
Come on down. You have to babysit one night. You can crash in our room with us. That's no problem at all. I'm a Midway guy. I love Midways and Seaside, so that's my gold standard for cheesesteaks. So this will be. I'll compare Barry's to at least my vision of Midway, and we'll go from there.
Okay, back to the Mets again. We'll try. Jake,
let me make my announcement here. This was how I was going to enter the podcast.
How about that sinker, man? Like, all jokes aside, if that sinker's going to sink, he's going to be a good pitcher. He's going to make some. He's going to be effective in that pen. And obviously, we know that it's wide open for the taking. If he wants a prominent position, it's there. And I watched. I was looking through his Twitter since he's our guy now. We're talking about Jared Hughes, the Mad Dog, Crazy Eyes. He has some videos of him, like an overlay of his pitches, like some pitching ninja shit. And you see his four-seamer mixed with his slider, sinker mixed with his changeup. And I mean, I'm sure any pitcher can do that. Anybody, like a high school kid, can do that. But when you see the different movement and the different endpoints, and it's all from the exact same release point, kind of with that sidearm action, he's got some giddy up. He's got some movement on his ball. He also, I don't think he works it into a game, but there was footage of him with an overlay throwing a knuckleball that was it missed the entire net he was throwing it into. It was like some Joe Kelly shit. But he's got a lot of different tricks up his sleeve, and a clean inning other than the error. He worked around the error. And a couple strikeouts. Crazy Eyes. I mean, he's there, dude. He's an option. So if you haven't seen it, go check out Saturday. We did a little out of nowhere impromptu interview before Mad Dog Hughes hit the park last night. So go listen to that. Very good stuff. Where he gave a little bit of insight on Cespedes and talked about his embarrassing not top 10 moment on the field the other day. But yeah, the dog was out today.
It was beautiful. I started barking. I kind of want everyone just to hit him up on Twitter and just start barking at Locate Jared. So then he comes back to his phone and he just has 1,000 Mets fans.
Like that.
We can't do the dog pound now. We'll bring the dog pound to him during the pandemic and just freak him the fuck out. So we'll probably leave here once Uncle Stevie opens up the fucking wallet for him. But I think that would be fun. I think he'd appreciate it, man. Dude, he was sold when you said we were a family and everything. He's a competitive dude. He's a family guy. He's a lover. He's a lover, not a fighter. I love this guy, fucking Jared.
Let's do right now. We're all gonna bark for Mad Dog. All right.
Yeah. In the chat as well. Whoever stuck around still in the chat, we're all gonna bark together.
We love you, Mad Dog.
My God.
That's going to be a weird tweet for him to just scroll the TL and see that.
You even got the chat chiming in. I fucking love
it. Okay, so, I mean, Jake, final line for him. I'll pull it up so I don't mess it up at all. But it's nothing
to be fair, that umpire sucked.
Oh, that's right.
He had no zone. It's like, don't you have something better to do on a Sunday? We're trying to get out of this fucking thing. You have a pitcher who's throwing in the zone and you can't call strikes. It was driving me insane. And
no consistency at all.
Do you think he's lost some movement on his fastball? Like, I don't see it, but he's throwing harder and they're fouling off more pitchers. So like, he's not getting as many swing and misses. It's driving me crazy.
So his final line today was 5 innings, 6 strikeouts, 7 hits, 2 runs, and 98 pitches. So obviously not his most economical of starts. Scattered a bunch of hits, and then if it really was just a 2-run homer, had he not given up that, it would have been one of those classic Jake kind of Houdini acts. But yeah, I don't like. I said this about Alonso too, where he has a very clearly different batting stance and approach at the plate, and I'm like, why, dude? If it ain't broke. Now Jake kind of was thinking the opposite, where he was throwing harder. It looked like he was throwing his breaking balls more with a lot more movement. And my first thought was like, oh my God, if DeGrom got that much better in like a tangible way, like the gun is fucking higher, the balls are breaking more, like watch out. He might win 3-4 in a row. But then when you see, and it's only one start, but when you see things go wrong a little bit, I go back to like the dude, if it ain't broke, let's just keep it going. But I think all of this is reading into it too much. It's just at the end of the day, he got the win, and he only gave up fucking 2 runs. So this is how crazy it is with DeGrom, where you start to talk about these things. Outsiders are probably like, "What are you talking about? He just didn't. It wasn't the most efficient today. We only gave up 2 runs. Calm down."
It's kind of like with Diaz too, and don't get me wrong, like Diaz, that was a fucking full blown roller coaster. I don't know if you guys already talked about it, but I almost opted out of the podcast today because I was saying I'll try to get on. I got gone home. If they lost this game, he blew it, I was out, and you guys would have to handle this on your own because I can't fucking do this with him anymore. But you just look at the stat line: 3 strikeouts. You're like, all right, 2 hits, 3 strikeouts. But if things go, it's a little higher. That's a fucking home run. Blown save. Jake doesn't get to no decision, and then we probably lose in extra innings, as is Mets fucking law. It's crazy how everything just changes. Your entire outlook of taking 2 out of 3 against the best team in baseball.
I was saying to Kev before we jumped on that if they just sent him home instead of stopping him at third base and they scored a run, 1,000% Diaz blows that save.
For sure. Closer. I also think, I know you don't want to run yourself out of an inning or anything, but make the Mets make a play there with their left fielder who's not a left fielder. Whoever's out in left field is always going to be an adventure. And just in general, not the most defensively sound team. I mean, Wilson Ramos or Nito, was it Nito today? Yeah. I mean, Nito pass balls. I hate Nito. I fucking hate Nito. I don't know why. He's like the my guy. He's one of those guys that just like, I just don't like you. Bothers me. But I would have for sure sent him and just make them make the play. And if Diaz has any sort of adversity there, forget about it. I mean, even if what do you throw? 26 pitches. If they worked that count a little bit more and he was up into the 30s, he would have had no shot because that's just the mental midget that he is. Betances walked the leadoff. The first batter he faced ended up not being an issue with the double play. But, God, that drives me fucking crazy. Leadoff walked from relievers. It's just what would you say you do here? What is going on? Why? But anyway, however you look at it, the bullpen gets 4 innings of work. So, pretty impressive.
Betances finishes with 10 pitches thrown too. 10 pitches, 4 strikes, inning done. And we see Betances walk the first batter. You go, this is the guy the Yankees fan said. When he's off, he's off. So thank God he got the double play there.
And except for it wasn't for Diaz's inning. Nobody else gave up a hit. A couple of walks, which is never great. But 4 innings of relief from our shitty bullpen I'll take it. Just how we drew it up. I remember people in the 90s with the Yankees, it was whoever your starter was to Rivera to Wetland, game over. We'll be DeGrom to Hughes to Betances to Diaz to Lugo, just how we drew it up. That's it. Put it in the fucking books. It's always a goddamn adventure with that bullpen, and it always will be. That's why, as forever and always, I go back to the fucking cab driver in Miami, because had it been at Duaner Sanchez, that would have been our first time ever having a bullpen that we could absolutely count on, and it all went to shit. I don't know what I'll do if we ever have one.
It's going to be weird.
Have we ever? I mean, have we ever? Have we ever?
So it's interesting. I think we had one in 2000. The thing is, when Benitez is there, you feel like we didn't have a bullpen. But when you have Wendell, Cook, right? Those guys.
Yeah, you're right. But that's my point is even when you had Armando, at times he has 45 saves. At times, Familia had 40 saves. Billy Wagner at times, would 9 pitches strike out the side. But then they'd also have the, Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. Have we ever had just a good bullpen that's not going to scare you? Has it ever not been scary? Good or bad, it's always scary. Have we ever not been?
I think Benitez is the longest tenured closer where he had it for 5 seasons, and that's a stretch. And he used to be the only guy that could pump 100 in the league. So everyone was high on him. But at the same time, it's Familia broke his record. So what's that saying about the Mets closers?
Right.
So,
the 2 guys he can't run.
I'm looking back in 99. This is when Benitez was, younger and obviously better. He had a 1.85 ERA, 22 saves, And then we had Wendell had a 3. Everyone our bullpen, no one had above a 4. Wendell, Pat Mahomes, Dennis Cook, John Franco. And Franco was obviously our lefty. We had him as a setup guy. You could use him as a pinch, as a closer. So that's a pretty good fucking bullpen there. I'm not saying it was lights out, but I just remember peace in my heart during that season when the bullpen comes in. You can't really put a number on it. It just is peace of mind, peace of heart. Any bullpen does that for you. And Kyle, we talked about this last night with Kyle. This is game 3 of 17 in a row, Kyle. Is that right?
Woo.
Yeah.
Oh, mama.
The bullpen's going to be a fucking disaster. We said this before last year when we went on that huge run, and by game 4, we were ready to jump off a bridge. This is going to get worse before it gets better. It's going to get a lot worse. Let's just fucking put that out in the open now. If DeGrom's only going 5 innings, or we're only going to have our starters go 5 innings, 6 innings, God forbid 4 or less, the bullpen is just going to get taxed. We just don't have enough guys, even with the extended rosters. So I think we have to just be ready. Survival runs are at an all-time importance right now.
For sure. I mean, so we've got an off day? No, we don't. Okay, so starting tomorrow, Monday, we got 4 with the Nats. So Monday through Thursday. Then the Phillies, then the Marlins again for 4, and then 3 with the Yankees. So, and then 3 more with the Marlins. Oh my God, wait a minute. Is this real? Is this right? Okay, yeah, because this is like a weird schedule. So it goes, all right, this is the schedule from August 17th through August 30th. So the entire second half of this month. It goes Marlins, Yankees, Marlins, Yankees.
Jesus Christ. This is some funky shit here, man. This is some
And then
funky
it goes Orioles, Phillies, Orioles, Blue Jays, Phillies. So they're just peppering in the AL East, the old AL East, while mixing in all of our in-division games, and it ends up being a very strange. It just looks weird on the schedule, but Marlins, Yankees, and Keith said it tonight after the post game. We're a quarter of the way through the season. It's like we're almost a quarter of the way through this shit. It is bizarre to think, but I mean, I feel like we just started, and we did. But we're a quarter of the way through the year. What a dumb season. And even
horrible like that for the amount of time it's taken off of my life already.
Yeah.
But it's weird because you're not standings watching. I haven't looked at we're in last, but I haven't been following it to the point.
We're in last.
Don't get me wrong.
I don't know. Look, I know where we are.
I do so we got 4 against Washington, 3 against Philly. That sucks. But I actually, as weird as this is so silly, schedule watching when any of these teams could just get wiped out by fucking, one person getting sick and the games just get canceled. But I do like having the Marlins even though they're a pain in the ass, they're AAA lineup. The Yankees series, we're going to probably need those bullpen arms to get a little bit of rest, right? So it's hopefully the Marlins, we can get healthy against them, because then the Yankees, even without Stanton, who got hurt yet again, and I mean, if Judge is even still playing by that point, it's nice to get a little bit of a breather there in between.
And getting hurt, it's just set your fucking clock to it. It is really unbelievable how often that dude is on the DL. It is crazy.
Ooh, Scherzer's out this week too, apparently, and we missed Strasburg. Okay, so that's a win. I'll take that for sure.
Yeah,
and
he got beat up today, so he came back, and I don't think he pitched well at all.
By the Orioles.
Yeah, by the Orioles. But I mean, the Marlins are a wagon. The Orioles have been putting up some dubs. It's just it's a weird ass season. And even so, the Yankees did that the 7-inning doubleheader thing yesterday, right? That was the first I had seen of it. So tonight, when we struck out, whoever we struck out to end the 7th, I wanted to be by some metrics, that could have been a W for the game right there. So I'm going to start keeping track of how many games we won in 7 innings, because some teams out there get to do that, which is just such fucking bullshit. It makes no sense. I mean, it makes sense, but it's just stupid. So the weird ass season rolls along here, and I mean, where you did officially console, right, Clem?
Yeah, I consoled again. You're a game consoler. I've realized this. We all have certain things. You're a game consoler. Yeah. I am a moment consoler. So you consoled after the Darno home run in Atlanta, which makes perfect sense. I consoled when we thought Yoenis Cespedes died and was murdered in Atlanta. So I mean, hey, tomato, 2 ways.
You're your headline, big picture type of console. You're your LOL Mets console.
Yes.
And like in game, whatever whatever we always say the opposite of LOL Mets. It's like it always has to be, but it is a little bit big picture because it's always like an ex-Met or an in-division game or something where the game itself really matters. But yeah, that's the two different psyches of a Mets fan where you are like trying to withhold it, and the big picture, the walls just close in so you can't say no. Whereas I'm impulsive. I'm just like, fuck it, that's it, console. Yep. And then you got idiot Kyle, who just doesn't do it at all because he's just sitting there thinking.
I did last year, but it's usually like I tweeted you guys that I was getting an itchy trigger finger last. If they had blown the game last night, that's it. But if it's a backbreaker and like it physically hurts me that I watched this game and you forced me to do this, it's coming. But I'm holding off for now.
Kyle's chewing his fucking tangerine trident gum. He's
that's all you need to know about.
That's all you need to know about Kyle. He chews his tangerine trident gum. He's living this happy life, eating tangerines at all time, and we're fucking eating mint, just like fucking just trying to get the taste of the Mets out of our mouths at any given moment. I said this to you too. I remember a few years ago, it was during one of our therapy sessions, which is kind of like the precursor to obviously We Got to Believe. Is like I think the Mets a couple years ago, like they were like batting, like Reyes was playing left and like Travis d'Arnaud was playing center. And I was like, when I saw the lineup at console, I was like, I'm out. That's all I need to see is a especially Metsy lineup. And I'm like, fuck it. I'm not doing this anymore. So
that was the one where they kept moving them from third to second.
Yeah.
Oh, remember the actual like the scoring or whatever for the Evan Roberts of the world. It was like all over the fucking place because he was all over
the Yankees, which made it so much worse that you highlighted it. You're like, here's this team that's competent, and here's our catcher who's not a real catcher who can't play these other two positions either.
Such a fucking joke. I'm just looking through here. Any last notes as far as Pete? I don't know if Pete needs a day off, or maybe we can DH him and let Dom. I love Dom Smith. I fucking love Dom Smith. If it wasn't for Jared Hughes being my guy, because my guy is always kind of a quirky, off brand type of guy. As far as just like a good player who I fucking love is Dominic Smith. That guy, he deserves a permanent spot on the field. All he does is play, and I just let Pete clear his head a little bit. Play, just let him DH and swing the stick. Let Dom Smith go out there and flash the leather. We get both of them into the lineup. It just makes perfect fucking sense.
Dom Smith can be your man, like Denzel, my man. Like there's my guy, and then he grew up to your man. Dom, like JD Davis is like your man now, almost in a way. Like, you can't like when you're fucking Gold third baseman hitting dongs, you're fucking not a guy anymore. Same with Seth Lugo. I didn't see Seth Lugo becoming this. Jared Hughes is our fucking has 50 saves next season. He's our man too.
Oh, you know what? Wait, hang on, here it is. Okay, I got it. So I've got my guy. Okay, I got a whole new thing. My guy is Gimme Jimmy. He's my guy.
Yes.
Okay, he's my new guy. I love him. That drag bunt today was perfection. He's hustling. He's fast. He, like you said, Kyle, he's got baseball IQ. He's a smart player. He's my guy. My man is Dom Smith. That's my man. And he is a grown man, right? My dog is Jared.
There it is.
That's my dog. And so I guess I got a man, and then I got and JD. That's my boy. He's my boy.
There you go.
Cool. Dap it up. You're a real player. You're no longer like. I'll be honest. When I said JD Davis is gonna be my guy, and I think he's gonna do big things, it was like half ironic, half like funny and silly. Like, who is this cat? I think he's gonna be pretty good. Now that's my boy because we came up together now, and you're a real player. So I got my boy, my dog, my guy, and my man.
That works perfect. I mean, I think like once we found out his JD stood for Davis, like we were like, all right, that's quirky. We found out Seth Lugo, he was a Puerto Rican. His name was Seth and Lugo, which made no sense. That's how you get started. Mad Dog has fucking crazy eyes. That's how you become the guy. Then the guy becomes the man, the dog, the boy, whatever the fuck it is. It all makes sense in Mets world. Whatever you need to do to keep this fucking like your brain in one piece, do it. Everyone out there listening, same thing. Just whatever you need to do to believe.
In the name of my dog, my man, my boy, my guy. Amen. All right. So no off day. Like I thought maybe we'd have a Monday off. Rolling back against the champs once again. So 4 with the Nats. Let me get the exact me see if we have any day games because I would like to maybe we mix in some
Thursday,
Thursday's a day game.
I believe so.
Maybe we mix in some day game dogs for the first time of the year since opening day. And is it at
It's in City Field. Peterson versus Voth. Don't know who the fuck Voth is.
I don't even know who these guys are. Do you think that home field even matters anymore? I mean, I guess just because of like traveling and being in a hotel and stuff, but
I'd say like Philly because it's like a fake ballpark. But you go to like the fake ballparks, like we're going to Yankee Stadium. It's like, oh, we're playing in a Little League park tonight. Other than that, I feel like it doesn't really make a difference, right? It's probably just a little annoying, if anything.
Like that little bitch boy, Karen Boone, complaining about the fucking horns and the fans. But yeah, so either way, the home for 4 against the defending champs, if that matters, and we'll see where we stand this week. So we'll probably mix. I don't know. We keep saying like maybe we'll do the post game, maybe we won't. Seems like we end up always doing it. So I'm sure we'll see you here tomorrow night. And until then, whether you're a guy, a dog, a man, or a boy.
Gotta believe.